My name is Casey, and this is my 98 240 SX with the N54 Swap. And you are watching East Coast Garage. Why N54? That is the question, right?
Yeah.
To me, it's the challenge. That's definitely what it is for me. I love the challenge. I like to be different. When I was doing the build, I want something that I know I can progress from what it is to where it's gonna be. Another thing to that was, I know I can offer a kit with this build, so that's why I did it.
So you make a drop-in kit for S14s?
Yes, we do have a kit now available for this car for 335i N54 Swap. It's
Nice.
a simple swap. It fits like a JZ RV.
Yeah,
and it has plenty of room.
This thing sounds so good.
Yeah.
Makes all the right noises.
I really think it's because of the type of turbo we're using.
Yeah? What turbo is it?
It's a Garrett G25 660
Okay.
with a T51 arm on.
Yeah, little turbo, but
Quick spool.
kind of violent.
I mean, people look at it that's a small turbo. I said, yeah, but it's capable of making 600. Right now, as we speak, I'm at 20 PSI on this completely stock N54 with a custom turbo, manifold, and setup. On pump gas.
That's awesome. That's key right there too.
And then, everybody always asking what computer are you running? I'm running the stock 2007 MSD80 computer. And shout out to my guy who tuned it all the way from Europe. Greg, he's the one, top mount turbo. He's the one who tuned my car, and he's the only one that was able to figure out to run this computer in this car without anything else needed.
As far as the swap goes, you say it fits right in. The electrical is pretty simple, it sounds like.
It's not bad, it's straightforward. If you can get a donor car like a 335i, we can just literally take the engine part out of it and then mount it, integrate it with the Nissan chassis. We're planning on coming out with that kit. It's just right now we have a lot of things going on, but we will come out with a kit soon. Transmission, I'm running a stock 335i 6-speed transmission.
Okay, cool.
So this transmission actually known to handle a lot of power, a lot of beating. On a 2JZ, if you're running an R154 or a V160, there's a power level difference that you can handle. But this transmission, specific GS653BZ, is known to handle power. I'm running a Volvo 440 fuel pump.
Yeah.
And everything else is stock. I'm actually running it's a M3 S52 fuel pressure regulator, and that's the only thing regulating my low pressure. Now the high pressure, it's still OEM for 335i.
Okay. So basically, you got just a bolt-on, only basic bolt-ons, and a tuned N54, making like probably over like 500 horsepower or something like that.
Yeah, at 20 PSI roughly, yeah. There's an argument that we can't be making that, but it's a single turbo.
Right.
It's a single turbo with a G25 Garrett. I mean, all the Garrett is small turbo, but with the power band, it's definitely capable of making around that range.
Yeah, and 20 PSI, you're not running out of air on a little turbo like this either. Like that's probably kind of close to its sweet spot anyways.
Yeah, plenty. Personally, I believe that 16 is the sweet spot. 20, things can go wrong around there on pump gas. It's perfect for what I need. I don't think in this specific build right now, I don't think anything more than 6 is.
Because you're drifting this car too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not pulling the handbrake.
Let's talk about like pros and cons of an M54 swap versus like, let's say another common swap is 2J, right?
It's a very touchy subject, but yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
so 2J, everybody already know about 2J. 2J is a very reliable motor. To me, what's bad about this motor, and this is my experience because I used to work at BMW,
yeah,
is the the direct injection and the high pressure pump.
Okay.
So direct injection, obviously, because carbon buildup.
Right.
And you have to service it with, you know, the walnut blasting. But once you take care of all that stuff and the turbo, you get rid of the OEM turbo, this motor is strong. Have you guys heard of crank walk in this motor? It's not as much as N55 and S55.
Right.
But you know, it's definitely possible because the way they design the block, there's no key. It's all just torque. So
okay.
the more power you put in this motor, the more it's become unreliable.
Gotcha.
And same thing with any motor.
Yeah.
People will always say, "Oh, 2J this, you won't have a problem." But any car, you know, you build it or not, it's always gonna be chance to blow it up.
The engine's a lot cheaper than a 2J also, right?
Definitely cheaper. 2JZ right now, they're about $8,000. We price this swap almost on a daily. Just in parts, if you put a 2J in any car, you're gonna be roughly around 15 to 20,000.
Yeah.
Now with the N54, you can buy either a wrecked car for $2,000-3,000, and you can put it in this car without spending $8,000 total, depending on what you want, what level. But you can definitely get that in any car for $8,000.
Another thing is like a 2J's power band is way up top. You know, like the power band of an N54 is much wider.
You know, a lot of people ask how reliable this engine is.
Oh yeah.
So number one, like this motor is unopened. I've had this motor since 2018. I got this motor off a car that was wrecked with meth injection. So you know the motor been beat. When I got it, I installed it in my 1972, and all I did was just do burnouts. I didn't even care, I just do burnouts. And this swap just happened just because I needed more power in this car. And something that, like I said, if I get obsessed with it and I wanted to take the challenge, I'll do it. With that said, stock motor and been beat to death, to be honest with you, unopened, it's still running. Using MHD, you just plug it in with your OBD port. You can pick and choose which tune you have, but obviously in this specific swap, you're gonna have a custom tune, which we got the plug for it, so there's no problem with that at all.
People have put 2JZs in just about everything, especially 240s. You know, you go to drift competitions, you're gonna see a lot of 2Js or even 1Js there. But you know, like, I think one reason why some people should do the N54 swap is to be different.
Yeah.
Like, you don't always have to do what someone else does to make something your own and make it cool. And not to say those aren't, but this is also just has that own special little touch to it of like, you know, you see that BMW emblem when you walk by and you're just like, wait, what?
I really think it's cool and it's cost effective. Number one for me.
Cost effective,
That's
dude.
number one for me. Yeah.
And that's rare. It's very rare that you can do something that unique and different and it be cost effective at the same time.
Yeah.
You know?
There you go. That's another part of pros and cons with this swap.
Yeah. Like,
definitely cost effective and it's really cool.
Yeah, cool. For real.
I just wanted to offer something cheap. I would say simple, but to the rest they won't see it like that. But I'm here to make it simple.
Yeah, there you go.
We're the one-stop shop for this build.
Yeah.
There is a build like this before, but I don't think they did a kit compared to like what we did.
They cut theirs up a lot too?
I believe there's a lot of cutting on theirs, but this build, there's no cutting. We have a kit literally just bolt on. We don't pick and choose. We have BMW engines in a Nissan. We have Toyota in a BMW.
Beam's engine and the other 240, you know?
I'm actually currently developing a turbo kit for it,
nice.
for Beams. I already had a design and it was ready to go, but it wasn't the right time for what I was using it. I don't know if I can say it now. I'm not gonna say it, but there's another one coming right up, a different brand in a BMW. 2JZ, it's been proven, a lot of guys use it. I would say it's still superior, to be honest with you. 2JZ is still superior.
Yeah, 2J's hard to beat, man.
Yeah.
Now, I love the sound of this too, man. This thing sounds great. The 2J also sounds great. They have their different noises.
Different type of noise, but I love both. I don't know.
Yeah.
I personally have a 2JZ build coming right up.
Yeah.
You know, I love both of them. I don't pick and choose what engine out there.
Right, yeah.
Just don't give me a Volkswagen.
Can I talk about that VW bus that y'all are doing?
It's actually owned by my friend Robbie. It has EJ25 off Legacy, and it was in his. I keep forgetting the year. Sorry, Robbie. It's in his bus. We got the wiring sorted out. We have the radiator sorted out as well as the exhaust.
Yeah, that build looks super cool too. Thanks for giving us a ride in it today, man.
Absolutely.
This thing's awesome. Thank y'all for checking out this video, and we'll see you in the next one. This was probably the coolest S14 I've ever seen, and I was so happy to feature it, so thanks again, Casey. Oh, and the cops actually showed up while I was filming. That was kind of funny. To see more of this, plus all of their other awesome builds, subscribe to AK Integrated Auto Works here on YouTube and Instagram as well. I'll throw those links down in the description. Also, a big shout out to Humdrum Imagery for providing the drift footage. Check him out on Instagram, he does some awesome work, and his profile is also linked in the description. Next up, we're going to feature this VW Bug with the EJ20 out of a WRX in it, so stay tuned, you definitely don't want to miss that.